Assalamu alaikum, everyone, and hello to all our clients and followers. Welcome to the Tamaam Immigration August 2026 update. I am Ayad Al Basha. I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant based here in Oakville, Ontario. Every month I put together this update and hoping that it will give you a lot of information. It's not just the headlines, but it includes what it means for you and your family and your future. August has been very busy month. Timber residents numbers kept falling down, and express entry just crossed 119,000 invitation this year. Ontario new program finally opened its door, and there's a new additional slide I added this month to go over the provincial and territory invitations. So let's start. So at the beginning, let's say about the targets. What the government published as target for this year. So this year they were planning to bring a maximum of 155,000 students, 385,000 new work permits, and bring to Canada 380,000 permanent resident applications approved. and and these numbers actually reflect a decrease compared to previous years, as we will see. So as of the latest information is July 1st, 2026, these numbers are up to end of quarter 2, 2026. And based on these numbers, you can see that students, people having study permit, have gone into half, from 626,000 to 394,000. And people who are on a work permit have also reduced by a 250,000, from almost 6,000 to 1.3 million. From 1.6 million to 1.3 million, that's almost a 250,000 of people, less people having work permit in Canada right now. And also, if we compare 2026 to 2024, as published by IRCC as well, we can see there is 63% people who actually entered Canada or received a new approval for their study permit and work permit, that compared to the numbers issued into April 2024. That's a huge drop of in new issuing of a new timber resident applications. And also, if we compare 2026 for employers to bring people into Canada on a work permit, there's also a huge decrease. If we look at the largest number or the highest number, which was 2024, there is almost half of that number for 26 in the same quarter. So that shows you there's a reduction. So right now, over than 1.5 million with study and work permit in Canada, right? And these people, the numbers shows that these people, they need to have a plan to get PR. If they are not ready, their status will expire, and they need to work on that. And if they are in Canada and they are listening to this, please contact me. I will help you achieve your goal. For permanent residents, Also, as we said, the numbers are decreasing, but but Canada has added two programs that will make up the numbers actually. For temporary residents, they issued 33,000. If half of that, let's say 20,000, will be entered to this, then beside this number, we need to add this at least 20,000 from this number, so that is more than 370,000. And if we have 50% of that, that's probably 70,000, then we're crossing the 400,000 people. We're coming close to 2024 numbers with adding only these two numbers. And if we compare any of them, you will see there's a reduction. But let's notice that entrepreneurship is zero. The pilot programs, only two are working right now, which is rural community immigration pilot and francophone community immigration pilot. 14 community here and six communities here, and the others. This one is closed for this year, and this one might open, but we don't know when. And actually, it might become a permanent program, not pilot. Well, we don't have indication, but most likely it is at the end of this year or early next year. And if we look at parent and grandparent application, there's a pause. And actually, based on the statistics I have put here together, I don't expect this to open within the next 3 years. And based on express entry, which we will discuss later, we will see that the numbers already, there's a lot of invitation already done. We might, like the first 3 quarters, compared to the history, it's much better than others. So asylum, there's a huge reduction in asylum as well. If we look at that, there is a new bill called Bill C-12 that made it people who want to claim protection or apply for refugee inside Canada, they limit that they has to be within 12 months from entering Canada and not after 14 days from crossing USA to Canada. So that's also a huge change, and that will reduce the numbers of people applying for protection within Canada. And they closed 2 programs from outside Canada, the Group of 5 and the community, the small community and businesses in Canada, which are private programs, and they kept the SAH program only. So I don't expect even reaching that number. That number will even, that number even might not be achieved actually this year, based on that. So let's go to the next slide. So as I said that there is 119,000 issued. If you compare that to the previous slide, Canada was planning to only bring 109, so we're crossing that actually. And look at that. Look at quarter 1, 19 invitations. Quarter 2 is 15 invitation, and we didn't finish quarter 3, and we are already 15 invitations or draws. And look at the numbers. First quarter, we have 55,000 people invited, applicants invited. than 33,000, and still this quarter is not finished, and there are 30,000 invitation. So the numbers shows that this year is special for express entry. It's amazing year for express entry, and actually it you can see the French recently 382 points were invited, and they invited more groups or categories than any other year this year. But still, we can predict there's no consistent like be having this 1911 every year different number of draws make it it's not easy to predict like number of draws. If it is there is a system, it will be easier for us to make a prediction or analysis on the data and predict for our clients which quarter they will be invited at least. Okay, but we can see there's a pattern in this year, and I hope this will continue for the end of, for this year and next year as well, and that will help us work with our clients and make sure that they become permanent residents. So about provinces, please go to our blog where you can see details and more information about the draws, more information about each province draws as well as cross entry draws. Okay. Okay. So the big province, Ontario, 13,000 invited already. 13,000 invited. Like if you compare that to any other province, it's huge. Next to it is Manitoba. Manitoba almost achieved most of its close to its max. I mean, close to its max, which is around 6,000, I think, based on the previous two slides, and 4,800. Alberta, 4,100, and in July they made the largest. I mean, Manitoba, they made the largest draw. Was in Ontario. They opened their new stream, and which was closed for more than 2 months, and all the previous they asked everybody who have already an expression of interest in the system, they remove it and apply for on this new stream instead. For Alberta, the draws also they have their draws continue, and they have already invited 4,184. British Columbia as well is very active. The list in August also they made their largest draw for the year. And up to now they have 3,761 invited. And New Brunswick, there's no update since July 11. Year to date there is 2,738. Saskatchewan also there's no update. Next intake is in September, and year to date 2,628. Newfoundland and Liberator, year to date there's 1,487. It's amazing. Nobody knows much about this province. is doing very good job actually compared to other provinces. Prince Edward 853 invited, and Yukon 282 invited. Northwest Territories is 144. Nova Scotia does not publish draws because all of its invitation is related to express entry. Nunavut doesn't have territory, doesn't have a program. Quebec, actually, I don't do Quebec, but since I'm bringing updates, so uh, in July was the latest invitation, and I don't have exact figure of how many invited. Okay, again, please go to the blog to get more info. So let's talk numbers. I always tell my clients, don't lose hope even if your points are low. Don't you lose your hope, because we are always surprised when they change the draws or they make a new system. Sometimes they bring many people who whose score is very low. Like usually we say to any person, if your score is less than 400, you have a very low chance to get invited in express entry. But that's not always true. As we can see the numbers here, in 2023, there was a draw for agriculture category, and 354 was points, and more people were invited. And in 24 for French, 336 or more points were invited, and 25 and 26 they were also in French as well. So 24, 25, and 26, the CRS was low for 336, 379, and 382, the cutoff for the draw. And if we look at ONB as well, there is a pointing system. It has changed now. But we have people were invited. Usually, say it should be your points around 70 to get invited on the old system. Probably 100 or 80. Sorry, it's 60 on the old system and probably 80 around the new system. But as well, let me say again, that is not always the case. It's generic. It's predictive based on the largest set of data, but there are always outliers. So 23 was in demand skills, 33 for trade, 32 in 25, which is last year, 32 points in demand skills. And for the backlog, actually, the inventory keep shrinking. All the PR keep shrinking now. I think because of the reduction of temporary residence is high, that means more people are working into PR application than on temporary resident applications. Okay, from IRCC, and that will and I for that means the processing time for PR is becoming less every month, lesser than the previous month, and and that reduction also um, you can think of it also for number of refugees as well. Not only temporary and permanent residents are getting less. So what are the percentages of rejections? Where is people are rejected? Uh, the worst case is for the TRV. It's almost more than 50% people get rejection. And it goes into specific countries where it is worse, like maybe it is more than 80%, like in Syria, Afghanistan, and Yemen. And IRCC made the changes to C20. They said they will stop the C20 applicants, and now they're saying no, it was a mistake. C20 is still active. Um, for work permit, the closed work permit, the alumni work, people who receive alumni and apply for work permit, still there's a high chance of rejection, reaches up to 30%. And the lowest is PR, where people work for many years to apply for PR, and still there is a chance of getting rejection. So be careful. Don't waste years of your work to make a wrong application and get rejected. If you are worried, at least contact me. You may also contact more than one immigration consultant to make sure what you're doing is correct. Even if you're my client, you could check with other immigration consultants as well to make sure you are working the right path. And also, if you are not my client and working with other immigration consultant or doing it yourself, contact me to give you an insight, because this is scary. After years of work, you get your work permit rejected. You get invited and then you get a rejection. That is scary. I'm still supporting Lucky Sheen, because help he helped people to improve their English within as short as 4 weeks, and he is committed to bring you at least one level higher within this 4 weeks, at least one level higher. Contact me or contact him directly. You can find him on LinkedIn, or contact me and I will connect you to him. Finally, before I say thank you and goodbye, I would like to stress that Tim residents have fallen to a little bit around 2 million people with study and work permit in Canada, and the number is decreasing. 1.5 of these 2 millions, eventually their permit will expire if they don't have a plan, or they don't have a clear path to get work permanent residents. Then they most likely will leave Canada without becoming permanent residents. So there are so many invitations where Ontario is the leader in that, and as I said, I put all the information about provincials and express entry. I put it on my blog, so you will know what are these numbers are and what are the draws are every month. I put an update for from previous blog to the next blog, what has happened, what changed. Until next, stay informed, stay prepared, and remember, the right advice at the right time makes all the difference. Thank you. Shukran.